Hey all, Hibber here. So I am finally over my little bout of COVID, which it actually was. And well, not as bad as they say people. So if you haven't had it yet, well, don't worry. Anyway, I had a lot of time to play ships over the last week as I was self-isolating. So as you've probably seen, I've took the Jean-Bart out, I took the Flandre out, I took the Yamato out, and I tried to put like an effort into actually playing battleships, because, well, I think I'm getting a little sick of cruisers at the moment, and there's also a lot of people playing on the 4th of July weekend, it seems, and the quality of the gameplay is, yeah, like not the best. And also a lot of people recognize me, and that's just less fun in a cruiser. I have a better way of defending myself against, like, the half a team or something like that in a battleship. So that's why I've been taking out battleships lately. So this video here, I want to focus on the importance of not giving up your flank. I know I keep going on and on and on about that, but I see it again and again. Like a battleship on a flank, like here where I'm sitting now, and as soon as 3 red ships pop up on the minimap, then they panic and they either go dark and turn around, or they turn around and get citadel. It doesn't really matter. It's both options are pretty bad. And I mean, just don't. Just make the best of it. Go bow in and just look for broadsides like I'm doing here, because they will be there. And I mean, the more red ships on your side, the more targets you're going to have. And you can see here I'm getting a lot of salvos from pretty much everywhere. Like the whole 2/3 of the map here, they always shoot me. And I was talking to Spartan about this the other day actually, and I don't think people realize how much incoming damage CCs take on a daily basis in this game. But anyway, like I've said before, that's fine. I don't really mind. At least it keeps me on my toes, right? So anyway, the key here is hold your flank, especially if you are a battleship. If you're a cruiser, well, there are, situations where here's the destroyer. The only destroyer in the game thinks that it's the best play to sit over here, trying to torp me along with all the other ships. But whatever. As I was saying, like I said, cruisers are support ships. So if you, for example, start on a flank where, like, say it's a capture the base battle or something like that, and there's no destroyers over there, sometimes it can make difference, or can make a sense to actually reposition to, for example, the middle spawn or the other spawn, or do something that might look like you're leaving your flank. That does not allow the battleship, if there is a battleship on that flank, to leave the flank though, because having a battleship probably in the position like this where I am now, having one battleship in this position on this side of the map and a battleship in a similar position on the other side of the map, that's pretty much the best you can pretty much have. And if you then have another one somewhere in the middle of the map, then you have pretty much every angle covered, and well, it's at least a very, very nice start. So this Roma here, we cannot allow him to flank. That's what he really wants, and like I know I'm reversing, and in some of my videos I say don't reverse in your battleship, but when I say that, I say don't reverse right off the bat in your battleship, because that's just ridiculous. If you notice in the beginning of this battle, I was going in full speed for about a minute, and then I realized, okay, there are simply too many enemies here, so we'll have to play it safe. But I don't start off the battle by, yoinking my humongous battleship into reverse and just leaving everyone else to tank for me. So that's just something I wanted to clarify here. So in some ways, battleship play is actually kind of like chill play, I think. It's nowhere near as, heart pounding and sweat inducing as cruiser play, especially agile cruiser play, where you are constantly under fire and you're constantly targeted by 3 or 4 ships. Here, I just sit, and I think I actually was drinking coffee while I was playing this this game here, and now I've reversed enough, so we head back in. And don't know if you watch High Cal King's channel, but he always says that just the presence of a battleship somewhere, be it on a flank, be it in a cap or whatever, I mean that is already something that will put a damper on the red team's plans. And I mean, having me out here, I am a little bit far out now. I will agree that perhaps I reversed a little bit too much here, but I was getting, pummeled by everyone. So I also notice here I shoot at the Alaska because he's broadside on, so that'll give me more damage, and it will also help my team more because he's in a nasty position there. Roma is secondary. He might actually ram me. I think that's what he's trying to do. But I should be able to finish him off. I was hoping to finish him off with this salvo here, but that didn't happen. That's why I'm going forward. So just pick your targets as well. I mean, you can, take another 2,000 hit points off a battleship that's bow on, or you can pick the cruiser that's broadside and take half its health. And obviously the cruiser is the one you're going to pick. So now I've fought off most of the ships over here. I still don't have a kill. Oh, there we go. There goes a kill. More than 150,000 and no kills. But I haven't given up this flank here. And now my presence over here is a bit of a nightmare because like the Reds were doing really, really well in the beginning, but because I didn't give up this flank here, and everybody else also played pretty much exactly the way they're supposed to. No one gave up the A flank. No one gave up the middle of the map. They all fought hard, and the middle guys and everyone else over on this flank here, they paid for it dearly. But it does mean that we're going to win the battle now here in the end, because our positioning is just much better than the red team. And this is the situation you want to end up with in the last 5 minutes of a game. Thin out the red team, and the remaining red ships are going to be in such bad positions that they're going to lose. That's it. And I mean, that is your main job as a battleship, other than not getting torped. But really, that's not too difficult either. I mean, if you look at the map, then we have a very powerful presence over on the left flank, over at A. And with me over here on this side, anyone showing broadside to the right of the map, they're going to be absolutely punished. And because we've got the remaining red ships, corralled here in the middle of the map, well, that just means that it's going to take a miracle for them to actually be able to take all of us out, especially when they can get crossfired like this. And I keep saying it, crossfires in battleships, that's your job. Even if you take a massive beating in the beginning of the battle, like I took a beating, not a massive beating, but sometimes you just get focused absolutely for the first 5 minutes, and all you can do is just stay bow on and pray, really, that the other flank, makes some progress and can get at the broadsides of the people shooting at you. If they can't, well, then sooner or later you're probably going to sink. But that's pretty much also your job. I mean, just don't give up the flank, unless, all hope is lost, and or there's like some other good reason for it. Look at this shot on the Wichita here. It's one of the better ones. Just one citadel, and he is almost out of the game there. That went pretty much lengthwise to his ship. So we're just gonna get our second kill there. We don't have many kills. We're more than 200,000 damage now. High caliber Confederate, but lacking a little bit in kills. But it doesn't really matter, does it? We're just gonna get rid of this Wichita here. So it's time now for the guys over at A to push in and finish this game here off. Because the Wichita is so low on health, and there's a few other ships in there, but they're not going to they're not going to have a chance. And just keep an eye out for torpedoes, of course. I suppose that must have been the mines that just got them off there. Because I was thinking, I'm sure the destroyer is dead. So unfortunately here I buy it. The Alaska gets me with an HE salvo of all things. And it does mean that we are actually behind on points here. But again, the loss of me over on this flanker is actually quite a big problem because we don't have the crossfires anymore. And like I said earlier, the guys at A should have pushed probably a few minutes ago. So I didn't get focused like this, but whatever. Anyway, I mean, like, you know, soaking up damage and keeping the red team from flanking, that's your job as a battleship. And it may cost you your life, like it cost me my life here. But in the end, it's all worth it. It's simply your job, really. And there's no two ways about it. So we are behind on points, and it's unlikely we're going to make up the difference. So this is one of those battles that, well, gonna have to win it by getting rid of the remaining red ships. And you know, we have 2 battleships left, 1 cruiser versus only 2 cruisers on the red team, and I've softened them up quite a bit. There goes the Wichita. So it's nice to see a team that actually realizes, oh, to win this battle, we actually have to kill the remaining enemy ships. We cannot just sit in A and, you know, wait it out, because sometimes that happens, even with like 5 minutes left on the clock. If one flank has, you know, won their flank, they just sit there and think, oh, my job is done now. No, it's not. You will have to push in and you know, squeeze the enemies in the middle of wherever they are. But I see that all the time. You know, 2-3 ships spawning at A, and like maybe there's no enemies at A at all. Maybe everyone went to the other flank and they just sit in A. Sometimes they don't even cap. And but anyway, in this battle here, I actually have a great team, like I said in the beginning. Nobody gave up their flanks, nobody gave up their spawns, everybody fought hard, and everybody worked together, and, you know, in the end, it all should come out in a victory. Of course, sometimes you are unlucky, and, you know, something goes wrong, or whatever, the red team is just better, or they have a destroyer left, and they can, you know, drag time. But in this case, we actually managed to pull down a victory, a well-deserved victory, I think. So that's 220,000 damage, 3,200, nearly 3,300 XP, and I didn't even cap. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you out there.